So he helped train me at Ring of Honor, and we had
Yeah.
some really deep talks. Um, like we had some like life talks where we'd sit down in a chair, just talk about life and like relationship advice and just like life advice, and just a guy who was just such a cool dude. He was so open to giving me advice and so open just to sit down and just talk. Like usually when you talk to someone um training you and stuff like that, you want to like not bother them. You want to just at
Yeah.
first. He sat me down and we just talked for like 2 hours about stories and like relationship advice and life advice and wrestling advice as well, and just a bunch of really cool stuff. And he's a sweetheart and somebody who I talk to all the time. And to learn from him in wrestling as well has been such an honor because bar none, I would say top five in ring talents in the world.
I'm curious from a wrestling standpoint, working so closely with him, what aspects of, I don't know, his character, his in-ring stuff have you kind of absorbed and maybe try to translate into your own work?
So I've learned a lot of technical stuff from him.
Yeah.
I don't use it all the time. I use it in matches that like the guys I wrestle are very, very technical. Also, like I like to save them for certain matches because as wrestlers, you want to save certain things for certain matches. But I've learned a lot of in-ring technical stuff from him. But also, if you notice, he has this really smooth way of working, as well as someone I mentioned to somebody. I had this talk the other day about smoothness. John Morrison. If you watch John Morrison, he's just so smooth, and the way he moves is just like no other. So I would like to say John Morrison and John Gresham are two guys who just move a certain way that if you watch them, you're like, this is just cinema, as they say. But no, this is just amazing. It's just like I watched John Morrison and Vikingo a few weeks ago at Pandemonium Pro. I was in LA and I watched that match from backstage and I was like, this match is just so good. The way they're moving, the way they're dodging each other's moves and just like strikes and stuff was just bar none phenomenal match. If you haven't seen it, look out for it because it's really, really good. And yeah, so John Gresham is somebody also very intense.
Yeah.
I am known to be a very intense talent in the ring, and I get my intensity from him mostly. Him and I had some really good like training sessions where he went out of me.